Storage in Minecraft is a real problem, and in modded Minecraft, the problem is 10 times worse. I'm determined to solve this problem once and for all with my new favorite mod. To find some of the resources, I need to travel from here to there to find a meteorite. Well, this thing is completely surrounded by pillagers, and I don't think it's the right one. Ah, it's an elephant. Please don't kill me. Yes, that was the wrong one. This is what one looks like from the mod that I need to use. There's literally so many mods on here. It's so easy to get confused with which one does what and where. What's a blockhead to do? Okay, so this is what was inside the meteor. I think if I break this thing, I get the press thingy-mabobs. Yes. I actually had these before because Ets gave them to me, but I lost my backpack. Okay, this is the guy we need right here. The flawless budding Certus quartz. And this is just a regular Certus quartz block. I think I can take this whole thing all at once with a create mod rail cart assembler dealy bopper. Okay, rail down. Let me put that down. Do I have to power it? Oh, I have to power it. One stick. One stick. That's all I needed was one stick. Yay, I now have a lever. Yay, lever. Little push. Oh, I suppose I have to glue them together. This flawless one is the only one I really need. Okay, there we go. All right, I don't even know if we want this damaged and flawed one. I don't even know. Ooh, I get a Certus quartz dust. All right, we're back at our base. I'm gonna go ahead and place this thing in. There we go. I dug out a little area here where we're gonna set up our storage. I think while these are growing, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the villagers and see if I can't trade with villagers to get this stuff a little easier. Okay, we have our first Fluix researcher. Check this guy out. I can trade 1 emerald, that's not bad, for 4 Certus quartz. That's actually not a bad way to get these at all. And check it out, we can now trade 1 emerald for 4 Fluix crystals, which is going to be super important. I got so much Certus quartz and Fluix from trading with these guys. I got 384 crystals of Fluix and 576 Certus quartz. That's really good. So I'm setting up a little grinding wheel area here to grind our new crystals into some dust. 2 chests, 2 hoppers, 2 more hoppers on top, 2 more chests on top of those. I think we'll put in 3 stacks of the quartz and 1 of the Fluix. Well, will you guys please leave me alone? Goodness. Bamboo creepers, they're like neutral mobs. Evidently, we cannot grind up the Certus quartz crystals. We can grind up the Fluix crystals, but not the Certus quartz, which is kind of weird. So I guess I'm going to have to set up an inscriber. Of course, before we build an inscriber, we are going to need something called power. And that, of course, takes us to the power mod. Fortunately, EtsMine's got us most of the stuff that we need. Thanks to Ets, we now have some inscribers that are turning our Certus quartz crystals into Certus quartz dust. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, we're using applied energistics 2 to make this storage system. What in the heck is this wacko thing? Like, what are you? It's a cicada. Am I supposed to kill it, or is it just annoying? All right, Eds told me I could just like pick this thing up. I'm right-clicking it and nothing's happening. Oh, I now have a cicada, I guess. So the way that this is gonna work is we're gonna take our Certus quartz dust, smelt it into silicon. That silicon will then go into this chest right here, just manually, and that is going to get pressed in this press with the inscriber silicon press. That's then going to go into here where we have printed logic circuits and redstone, and then that crafts them into logic processors. The printed logic circuits are made by pressing gold with an inscriber logic press in an inscriber, and then that's going to go into this hopper right here, which goes into here, which then turns it into these things. And then we can make calculation circuits using Certus quartz crystals, which I don't have any at the moment. And then we can also make engineering circuits in the same fashion using diamonds. We can then come to a crafting table and combine those logic processors with Certus quartz crystals, redstone dust to make 1K ME storage components. A 1K storage component can store 63 different types of items, but not super large stacks of them. So I think like maybe 2 or 3 stacks. It kind of depends because it's complicated. But anyway, the ones that I find best to use are the 16K ME storage components. And to make those, what we have to do is combine 3 of the 1K storage components, a calculation processor, which is made with Certus quartz crystals instead of gold, and some redstone dust, and a piece of quartz glass, which is made from glass and quartz dust. Certus quartz dust, of course. Duh. And that gives us the 4K's ME storage components. And then you take those, the 4K ones, and repeat the process, but with glowstone dust to get the 16K ones. And we could go further on to 64 and 256K ones with this. What is skystone dust? I don't even know. But it's not really necessary because the 16K seems to do the job the best. Then what we do is we take those 16K storage component thingy-mabobs and put them into ME item cell housings. And then we take those and put them into this thing called an ME drive. There's so much crafting in Applied Energistics 2. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. After an incredibly large amount of crafting, we have now created a massive storage system. These are our storage drives right here. So these all have 10 16K storage cells in each one of them. So that is going to be, well, a lot of storage cells. And then over here, this thing is these are what's called ME controllers. Basically, it's just routing signals from here to there and so on. This right here is an ME crafting terminal that allows us to see all of our items. And as you can see, we've already put a lot of items in here and started using this for storage. I calculated that this thing can store 5.896 million items in these 9 blocks. That is a lot of storage. The best part is we don't have to go anywhere but this one little block right here, this one little terminal to find everything we need. You want some redstone? We just type redstone in here and we get everything related to redstone or that has redstone in the name. If I need planks, I just type in planks, which we don't have any apparently. I can grab it out, I can put it back in, but that is just the beginning. We haven't even done anything with auto crafting or auto item transportation yet. I made some cables here down in this room and I kind of opened this room up a little bit. This right here is a pattern provider. So this is how we're going to do some auto crafting. So we're going to take this pattern provider and then stick a molecular assembler on it. So this is like a crafting table, and this is like the thing that tells the crafting table what to craft. So if we do this, we can put patterns in there. I think it's up to 9 or 10 patterns we can put in here. So this one thing can craft 10 different crafting recipes. The second piece that we need to do this is these crafting computers. Basically, it's a crafting storage unit, some crafting co-processing unit, and then at the top there's a crafting monitor that tells us how much we're crafting of what. And so I decided to put these right here. You only really need one of these, the crafting storage, in order to make crafting happen. But the more of this stuff you have, the more you can craft at once. So since we're making a big ME system, might as well just put a bunch of these on here. So if I'm on here, basically I can craft these. And let's just say I want to craft 10 of them and go next. And then crafting CPU, we can set one or just do automatic and then click start and it will start crafting them. Yeah, there you go. You saw it for like half a second. I decided to make these facades. So basically what you can do is just go like this. And we're getting our overgrown stone. Apparently it doesn't reflect the biome color. So I'll have to keep that in mind, but at least it'll cover it up enough so that we're happy with it. All right, so the cool thing about auto crafting stuff is, let's say that I want to craft these dense smart cables. Well, these dense smart cables require me to, first of all, craft regular smart cables. And to get regular smart cables, I have to have Fluix ME covered smart cables. And in order to have that, I have to have these other things and yada, yada, yada. If I have all of those different recipes for each one of those items that make these, and I'm out of the items, let's say I want a stack of these. If I hit next, you can see on the screen that it says, well, okay, we need 255 of these. I have 204 redstone dust, but I need to craft 54. But because I have a recipe that will take my redstone blocks and turn them into redstone dust, it'll automatically do that. So I don't even have to like go and like take the blocks and turn them into dust. It'll just automatically turn 6 of the blocks into the right amount of dust and so on. This one here, I only have 1 of these available. So it's actually going to craft these smart cables first before it crafts the thing that I actually want to craft. Let's go for it. It's working on it. You can see in our molecular assemblers, it's actually assembling some of the requisite pieces that we need. I hope that makes some sense. Another thing we can do is automatically import things into the system from our various chests. So I'll probably set up a chest where we can put things in, but basically these are called dank docks. And so I have these things called danks. Maybe we'll go over those another time. Anyways, I have a bunch of storage in this little thing called a dank, and I want to move all of my stuff from my dank into this storage deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it into one of these docks, and then I have an ME import bus on this, and that's going to import all of the items that are in here into our system because it's all wired up and whatnot. So it should be doing it. Yes, it is. I can take acceleration cards and put them on this thing and put them in these slots, and these little cards make it go faster. And now you can see it's going a little bit faster. Okay, the next thing I've done is I've run a cable all the way down here, all the way down over here, all the way down here to our smelter. And yes, it's working. Yes, it's working. So what I have is I have some pattern providers here that are providing a copper pattern, and that is sending some copper to be smelted into our smelter. So it's providing these copper ingots, and then once it gets smelted, it should come back over here. I had to this is EtsMine's like smelter thingy. The copper is coming back here and getting picked up here, going into this thing called an ME interface, and that ME interface is then telling the system, yep, we're getting the copper ingots. And so there we go. Now we can automatically smelt stuff. If you want to learn more about Apply to Energistics 2, go ahead and click the video on the left. To watch the next episode, click the video on the right. For now, this has been Mr. BlockHead. I hope you're having an amazing, awesome, beautiful, fantastic day. And God bless.